CBS News Miami.
Off the top at 4, a live look across South Florida. If you haven't been outside today, well, it's another hot day, and we have a heat advisory in effect until later this evening. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Elliot Rodriguez in for Naja Sherman. Next weather meteorologist Dave Warren is joining us, and we have some rain on the forecast.
It's happening right now, trying to cool things off. If you've been outside, yes, you'd like to run back inside because it's hot out there right now. The heat advisory for 105 or above for the heat index, we are seeing that now at least 2 hours, and we've seen it in many locations. In fact, the highest heat index is peaking right at about 108 right now. But we are getting some areas that are a little cooler. Thanks to this, our next weather radar tracking these storms. Now, a lot of lightning with this, but this is over the interior here. And once these have continued to develop, they do move to the north. We will watch this closely in case it tries to work its way back east. But because it's already rained here, likely the core of this storm will stay just out to the west here. Still a lot of lightning. You're hearing that if you're in the western sky. If you're from Homestead, up West Kendall there, you're looking out to the west, you see those dark skies. Had a few showers developing right over the metro area, right around Hard Rock Stadium, the Golden Glades right there. Cooler air with this has dropped the temperatures a bit. You'll see that in these temperatures, which are down to 90 in Miami. That's a little cooler, but very, very hot temperatures there in Homestead at 92 degrees. Up in Fort Lauderdale, it's at 85, so it did get a little cooler there with some of these rain showers and the cool air coming out from these. Look at that heat index at Miami, 103. It was just at 108, so some areas are getting some relief, but much likely seeing a widespread areas with heat indexes well above 100 degrees. Have the storms over the interior here and spotty in early evening. They will be tapering off over the next few hours. The storm chances here, the timing, well, over the next few days, it's right during the day in the afternoon because you got that breeze coming in from the south. So afternoon showers and storms by Wednesday and Thursday, even though we see an increase in moisture coming in, we'll get a little bit of a west wind. So morning showers could work towards the interior in the afternoon and evening. But we are upping the rain chances here by the middle of the week. Have to keep an eye on the tropics. This happened over the weekend, Sunday evening, Tropical Storm Dexter. Now this is staying between Canada and Bermuda, moving quickly off to the northeast there and staying out of the open water over the next few days. So we'll keep an eye on that, but likely staying just north of Bermuda here. Another area to watch with a low development potential off the southeast coast, but not until the next few days. This is the one we'll keep an eye on. Now, a medium development potential, but this is, again, not in the next 2 days. It's a wave coming off of Africa. Next Weather Tropics tracker showing this area developing in this and then working its way through that development area. A core of showers and storms here, likely seeing that we could see some development, but not until the end of the week. This is next weekend, so well out in the Atlantic. Something to keep an eye on here over the next 7 days. Tomorrow, you'll see these showers and storms come in right in the afternoon there. Highest rain chances there mid to late afternoon. The next weather 7-day forecast will actually cool things off a bit with more widespread showers and storms. Might be a little cooler with that heat and humidity, or the heat index, I should say. Lower rain chances, though, going Saturday to Sunday and Monday, pushing that temperature back up to 91 degrees.
Okay, Dave, thanks a lot. We're in hurricane season, obviously, and the next weather team is making sure you're prepared for it. Scan the QR code and find all the tools you need to help you and your family get ready. You can also find one of our 1-hour specials, which is important information for you and your family this hurricane season. Just go to cbsmiami.com. And here's a look at the damage that was done to a family home in Wilton Manors after the house burst into flames early this morning. Right now, that family is left without a home. CBS News Miami's Jakaya Carrero is at the scene where they're now getting help from the Red Cross.
We're here at this home on Northeast 27th Street, right off 17th Terrace. And as you can see behind me, we're in the backyard where substantial damage was caused by that fire. You're looking at the porch and you can see some of those roof tiles that were eventually thrown there by firefighters as they fought off the flames. Now, Fort Lauderdale Fire Department says it started around 5:45 this morning. The fire department and the owners of the home, who did not want to go on camera, tell us the fire was mainly on the side of the home where the power lines are attached. Eventually, the fire moved into the attic area, which Fort Lauderdale Fire Department says made getting the fire under control complicated. At the time of the fire, there were 2 adults and a child inside, but they all made it out safely. The cause for this fire is under investigation. Now the family is displaced at this time because of the fire, and the Red Cross is helping them find a place to stay. In Wilton Manors, Nikaya Carrero, CBS News, Miami.
And now at 4, today marks 1 week since a deadly crash between a barge and a sailboat in Biscayne Bay. 3 girls, part of a sailing camp, were killed in the accident. Now the U.S. Coast Guard is teaming up with investigators from Argentina to investigate what happened. CBS News Miami's Chelsea Jones shows us how the community is standing together at a time of great loss.
This is 10-year-old Ari Buckman. She is the 3rd child that has now died after this barge crashed into a sailboat last Monday. Her funeral was held over the weekend.
Hello, everybody.
You're looking at old video posted to her mother's Instagram page. Buckman was aboard a sailboat with 4 other girls and their camp counselor when it sank into Biscayne Bay after getting hit. 13-year-old Erin Coe died. This is video from South America where her former classmates honored her. 7-year-old Mila Yankelevich also died. She comes from a prominent Argentinian family of television producers. 7-year-old Kalena Ariane was taken to the hospital in critical condition. She has gone home. Ariane is now one of 3 that survived. Sunday, the Miami Yacht Club released a statement saying in part, "Our hearts are broken for these families. There are no words that can ease this pain. But we stand in full solidarity with the families, counselors, and every member of the YSF during this unthinkable nightmare." Investigators say the 19-year-old camp counselor operating the sailboat at the time of the crash tested negative for drugs or alcohol. The Coast Guard has yet to identify the barge owner or the name of the 2 people on board when it crashed. On Watson Island, Chelsea Jones, CBS News, Miami.
Well, a big change is coming to those who receive Social Security payments. The U.S. government will soon stop sending out paper checks. That includes payments made to Social Security beneficiaries. It's part of the government's effort to fully modernize federal benefit payments, save money, and fight financial fraud. More than 500,000 recipients need to choose another way to receive their Social Security benefits. That can be either direct deposit or through a prepaid debit card. The change goes into effect September 30th. When we come back,
a love letter to the making of Star Trek in the 1960s.
An exclusive interview with actor Paul Wesley, who portrays the iconic Captain Kirk in Paramount's Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. Now to something special for Trekkies. We're going to talk about Star Trek for those of you not familiar with the iconic sci-fi TV show. CBS News Miami's Naja Sherman talked to actor Paul Wesley, who is stepping into some pretty big shoes, portraying the iconic Captain Kirk on the new Star Trek: Strange New Worlds on Paramount+.
The newest edition of one of the most successful sci-fi series is back for a 3rd season on Paramount+. Paul Wesley returns to Star Trek: Strange New Worlds as Captain James T. Kirk. Paul Wesley joins us now to talk about his upcoming season of the show. Thank you so much for being with us. And first, just describe, what is it like to reprise such an iconic role, and how do you make it your own?
Oh, wow. Yeah. First of all, thank you for having me. Yeah, I mean, look, when I got the call to play James T. Kirk, I was honored and terrified. The role is such, I mean, James T. Kirk may be arguably the most iconic character in the history of television. And so, I thought long and hard about how I would approach this role. What I decided is that because it's a prequel to the original series, because this is before he's actually captain and he's really lieutenant, I wanted to sort of provide a different perspective on the character and maybe tell more of a kind of story of a boy turning into a man, maybe somebody who's not quite there yet and figuring himself out.
Yeah, a work in progress. Okay, so this season, fans get a closer look at Captain Kirk's early path to leadership and what we're told is sort of a fresh and unexpected way. So that makes for a great tease, but can you elaborate for us?
So this week's episode is a love letter to the making of Star Trek in the 1960s. So it's we actually, what I love about the show is that every episode's a little mini movie, and every episode has its own sort of I don't know, imaginative world that we step into. And in this world, I play a character named Maxwell Saint, who's on a hit 1960s space series called The Last Frontier, and it's the making of that series. So it's obviously an homage to the original series, and it's told in a very satirical way.
To ask you about your bourbon, because this is Miami.
Yes, and we love Miami. Ian and I go down to Miami all the time to promote it, and we're in a bunch of really cool places there, and hotels and restaurants, and who doesn't love Miami? Yeah, it's a labor of love. Ian and I created this together 5 years ago, and it's truly something that we built from the ground up.
Well, a huge congratulations to you both on your professional and personal success, and I know fans of Star Trek, if they haven't watched it yet, are just going to love you in this series. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm intrigued about his bourbon. New episodes of Star Trek Strange New Worlds drops weekly on Thursdays through the season finale on September 11th, only on Paramount Plus, so don't miss it. Fans of the godfather of heavy metal are pushing to rename an airport in England Ozzy Osbourne International Airport. More than 60,000 people have signed a petition to change the name of Birmingham Airport in the city where the legendary rocker was born and raised. Supporters say it's a fitting way to celebrate everything Osbourne brought to that community.
If you look at other places around the world that have musical scenes that have started in those cities, so Nashville or Memphis or LA or Detroit, they don't shut up about the fact that those musical scenes have sprung out of those areas.
Fans are also campaigning to create a statue in the neighborhood where the Prince of Darkness grew up. There's also talk of turning the pub where Black Sabbath played their very first gig into a museum and a memorial. And that's CBS News Miami's Quickcast at 4 o'clock. Coming up tonight at 5, the local restaurant crisis, what's forcing so many favorites to close. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami. Streaming, have a wonderful day. See you later on CBS News Miami.